Andrew Berry be telling y'all, and y'all still don't be paying no attention. We got to get to this. Can we talk about this? Because this one gonna get on my nerves. This one gonna get on my nerve. Y'all folks been telling on yourself every year. Now I know we got to have something to talk about. Courtesy of 92 through the fan. I think Caleb Downs is substantially better than everybody else on both sides of the ball. The Browns have been so bad on offense that I think we're all kind of warped. You got to get really good players. Here's your problem with the Browns. And this is an epidemic, man. This is an epidemic. Continually overthinking stuff. See, what the Cleveland Browns do is during the first part of the season, they'll have to identify where you need to be good at. They don't make the move to make those things happen. A la no receivers, a la no offensive line. And then the season starts. And then what happens is you start to see in real time as other people's teams blow you out or you can't compete. You then fall back into a situation where during the middle of the season, we said, can we even get over 13 points? And if it wasn't for Shedeur Sanders coming in the football game, we wouldn't be getting no points after that. Joe Flacco, no points. Dylan Gabriel, no points. And even when Shedeur Sanders got in the football game, points was at a premium because we didn't have weapons and we did not have offensive linemen that could do anything. We complain. Then we say, well, we need a quarterback to elevate. We need a quarterback to be the shining armor. We need him to come in and wipe all our tears away and make everybody good. That's what we want. And then we get to a point where we understand we're not very good anywhere. People get fired, new reset, and you get back to the top of the year right now where we get ready for the combine and draft and free agency. We talked about all year how bad your offense is. You talk about it throughout the season. You talk about it throughout the year. You continue to talk about it. But by the time you get to where you need to make a decision and get things done and actually make your team better, we advocate getting worse. We actively advocate sabotaging ourselves. Anybody who knows the game of football, who's played the game of football. I'm 44 years old. I've dedicated pretty much 40 of my years. I can't say at 6. I started a little later. So just say 34 of my years dedicated to either playing, watching film, or talking about football. Any person knows that a safety is not a premium position. I know you guys like Caleb Downs. I know if you say somebody's name enough and long enough that you'll talk yourself into being Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed. I always tell you, let's pull this up. Let's pull this up because this is why I got to tell folks and get to it. I'm sorry for being on my phone. Let's see. Let me see. Ed Reed, one of the greatest safeties of all time, went 24th overall. Let's go back and just continue to look. Let's see where Sean Taylor was taken. Where was he taken? Let's see. Sean Taylor was taken 5th. That's Sean Taylor, 6'4", 4'3", Sean Taylor, knocking dudes out in the Pro Bowl, Sean Taylor. Troy Polamalu, where was he taken? Where was he taken? 16th. Let's get to Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott, where was you taken? 8th overall. You get the picture? Here's your problem. You guys are not historians of the game. What are you talking about, bro? These are top of the food chain, top of the ticket type guys at safety. There is no way you can take a safety over any of these receivers. None. You cannot take Caleb Downs over Carnell Tate at all. You can't take Caleb Downs over Jordan Tyson at all. Matter of fact, you can't take him over Maui Noga at all. This is coming from a guy who watched the tape. This is coming from a guy who does the breakdowns. Under no circumstances, I like Caleb Downs. I like him a lot as a player. Under no circumstances will you draft one of those guys over the guys I mentioned. Because one, in terms of football, it's too easy to take a safety out of the game. In terms of a safety, he's not going to impact the game like that. You got Ronnie Hickman, who played very well serviceably. You don't waste, and here's the thing. You can have a great defense. You had a great defense last year. What you want to do, give up 4 points? That's the problem. Cats just be talking. You know what you need. You know what you need. And guess what? I don't even got to go at it. We'll go back to the interview that Andrew Berry said. Andrew Berry said it. Well, I think this is the exact opposite of what we did in 2020 when we went all offense with Baker. Everybody knows that the next couple of drafts after that, we were going all defense. This is the exact opposite of that. We went all defense, and now we need something for our offense with a young quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, to see if he can perform and do something. And we're going to do you think, why would I bring Todd Monken in here as a offensive coordinator and working with young quarterbacks and then handcuff them and give them the same receiving core that you had before and handcuff them and don't give them weapons to even get a good evaluation on Shedeur Sanders? See, it's almost like because it's almost like because you don't really necessarily truly want Shedeur Sanders to play, it's like if he does have to play, you want him to be handcuffed as much as possible. It's like, yeah, if he's going to play, I want him to throw him out there and have nothing, so at least I can say he played bad again and get him up out of here. But I guarantee that if you get a quarterback, I guarantee if you had Arch Manning, I guarantee if you get Sellers next year, I guarantee if you get a quarterback in 27, I guarantee if you had Mendoza on the clock, you would be saying it's malpractice not to draft a lineman. It's malpractice not to have a receiver. You guys are setting them up to sabotage him. But every time you try to mention some weapons and linemen, now you want defensive linemen? You've already invested a second-round pick in Mike Hall, a third-round pick in Zach Zenner, a top 5 pick in Mason Graham, one of the highest-paid defensive ends, one of the highest-paid corners. You just paid your safety. You invested a second-round pick in Carson Schlesinger. You're gonna put money on the books free agency for Devin Bush. You traded for Tyson Campbell. But every time we get to the offense, I think it's funny that all of a sudden you want to go best available. No, I actually think that you would prefer that the Browns here's what I think. Now, you tell me if I'm wrong. I actually think that you would prefer that the Browns do something like this. Go get Kirk Cousins. Don't play. Don't get any linemen and no receivers. And then what you would do is lose games, tank. Then you can get the quarterback that you identify and like. And at the same time, you can get Andrew Berry fired and up out of here because you'll say, what was he thinking? Why would you bring in a 90-year-old Kirk Cousins once the Falcons let him go? Why do you want their retreads? And you didn't even upgrade the weapons, Andrew. For 4 years, we didn't have receivers or linemen, and you brought Kirk Cousins in, didn't give him any weapons, and we have no quarterback. You're going to get fired next. But I'm just going to tell you what they told me. Don't listen to little old G. Bush. Listen to what Andrew Berry said. He don't want to say to anybody that knows football knows what we about to draft. And if you were smart and you knew football, you would be turning in a ticket for Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, or Mekhi Lemon. Trust me. Trust me. We do the breakdowns. Ask Tyvis. You go back and watch Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate is ready right now. Don't get it. Don't tell me about Bailey, Arvell Reese. I like him and for a different team. Don't tell me about Caleb Downs. I like him, but we ain't in a position to get that. If you want to draft Caleb Downs and defensive tackles and all that stuff, you're setting yourself up to get fired, because you know, I know, we all know what the Cleveland Browns are lacking. And the better and the quicker we come to the realization that we need to stop trying to be the smartest people ever. Just because you say take best available does not necessarily mean you're a smart analyst. It just means that you're a contrarian sometimes. And if Carnell Tate is sitting there, posted on the corner, ready to go, you run in with the pick, you put him on your team, and all of a sudden, you're better offensively. Go get Jordan Tyson, you take the pick, put him on your team, and you just got better offensively. Quarterback play got better. The ability to stretch the field got better. The ability to move the sticks got better. But you talking about get a safety. To do what? By the time Carson Schwarzenegger get to the play, he ain't get no tackles anyway. By the time Myles Garrett get to the play, come on, man. But then again, you know that. You know that. We just having a conversation because it's the off season. You know, off season is silly season. Whatever you want.